Okay, hello and welcome to another Tech Tuesday. We are joined today. We're really excited because today we're going to be talking about quizzes, and we're joined by April. Is it Arendell? I hope I didn't mispronounce that.
It's Arendall. You got really close.
Arendall, I'm so sorry, but April from Quizizz is joining us today, and she's going to just be presenting on a lot of really great stuff that you guys can use. But first, we have just a couple of commercials for you, and I'm going to go through these really quick. So first off, I'm also joined today by my supervisor, Isabel Espinoza, and also Sherry Harris, who is the other instructional technology coordinator along with me. And we are your team, your technology integration team for Midland ISD. So don't forget about us. We're here just to give you the latest and greatest tech resources. We want to make you actually remind you to visit our webpage at midlandisd.net/itech. And there you can find a lot of great resources. Go Guardian, Nearpod, Clever Touch, Tech Tuesday as well. All of that will be there, and we'll be updating that for you guys. We also want to remind you about our instructional tech newsletter. You can sign up here to receive actually, we try to send those out like maybe twice a month, every 2 weeks. Just the latest info, technology tools, tips, and tricks to make teaching fun with technology in your classroom. Visit midlandisd.net/tech newsletter, and there is also the QR code if you want to go. And we actually have an archive of all of the past newsletters on there as well. So you can subscribe and go look at the past ones if you're interested. And this is brand new, but we want to make you aware that you can get credit. There is SBEC and CPE credit available in Eduphoria uh, for Tech Tuesday now. So all you have to do is go into the link in the chat, and you can click the link there that we will be posting for every Tech Tuesday, so that you can get credit for that in Eduphoria. Also, we want to remind you that we are on X. You can find us at Midland ISD. I'm sorry, Midland ISD Tech. Okay, at Midland ISD Tech on X, Twitter. I know some people still call it Twitter, but go and follow us on there. You'll be getting a lot of up-to-date information as well. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. With that being said, April, take it away.
Well, thank you. First, let me just say that I'm so delighted to be here and just appreciate you all asking me. What a great tech team you all have, and to do this for your schools and for your teachers. It's just our pleasure to help out. I thought what we would do, and I'm going to need the tech team to hop in on this so that we can make this fun and engaging and you can kind of see some of the tools. If it's okay, I'm going to share my screen. Will that work? Let's see.
Josh, can you make her a host, please?
Are y'all able to see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So, what I'm going to show you, this is what I created for today. And this is the path that we call a lesson. When those of you that are familiar with Quizizz, when you are working in the main dashboard, you can choose to go down the path of a quiz or a lesson. So what I'm sharing with you, and if you have Google Forms, you can import those. Those go straight into a quiz. Quizizz will detect the question types that you used in a Google form. If you have Google Slides, that goes straight into a lesson, and then you can embed questions in between those slides if you're looking to present material. So that's what I'm sharing with you today, is actually a live lesson, and I'm going to share this as if I were sharing this with my class. You all are going to be my class. And if you were pushing this out through your LMS, you wouldn't need this. But if you all will go to joinmyquiz.com and enter this game code, then we're going to be able to start the quiz, and you all can join and we'll go through some of these things together. So what you'll be seeing, oh, there we go, Sherry, head of the class. What you're going to see is my screen, which is the way a live lesson goes in your classroom, but on your device, whether you're doing it in another window or on your phone or on an iPad, that's what the student sees. So if you are that student that might be sitting in the back of the classroom and forgot their glasses, it's not a big deal because you're going to have that right in front of you on your device. So I'm going to use Quizizz to show you some of the things that you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. One of the great things about getting started is that students can join in anytime because I have this join code right here. So if somebody just ran to the nurse, no biggie. You can always go back and start. But what is Quizizz? It can be any number of things. And some of you may have certain ways you've used Quizizz. So I'm going to take a little, this is a poll question. So you're seeing the teacher view, but on your screen, you can mark where you are. So on this poll question, you can see how that might be helpful in pivoting your instruction in the moment. I know now that we have, what level of user we have as we kind of go to the next slide. This is why we're all here. Why Quizizz? We can be as serious as any assessment tool out there, but a lot more fun and super engaging for any grade band, any content area. But especially those content areas that you may have to produce material rather than rely on supplemental pieces. It is certainly a place where you can go to work within a community if you're the only person in your school teaching a certain specific class, or if you're just looking for new ways to bring content in. Quizizz can be that for you. One of the things that we really lean into is mastery over speed. Speed can definitely be a piece of Quizizz if you want it to be, but what we want to make sure is that as teachers, our only real product is student growth. So that mastery is critical in making sure that we have students where they are, and that this the data that I'm going to show you in a minute is actionable, and you can move and pivot in that data in the moment. So one of the things I also wanted to show you today that is very unique and kind of just a neat place where we are here in terms of AI is the ability to kind of take some of the pressure off of teachers. By leaning into AI, we're looking to replace teachers, but think of this as your assistant that can kind of come alongside you and help you in generating questions. I'm a former teacher. One of the hardest things I think is not mastering the content, but mastering techniques in questioning to make sure that students do know that content and that they can produce work that shows that they have met that level of mastery. So using Quizizz AI, this is all free. It's all out there in front of the paywall. You can play around with this, but one of the things that we have seen a big buzz about is the ability to plug in a YouTube video, and Quizizz AI will give you a starting point on a quiz or a lesson, and that video is embedded. It's really fun. Definitely try that out and play with it. Sorry, I'm in the wrong screen. I'm trying to go forward, and I'm in the other screen. So you can go straight to the video. This Chrome extension, if you don't have the Chrome extension, you can use this same capability in Quizizz, but you can be in the Chrome extension, go directly to the video that you want to embed, and it will include that video and then give you a quiz as a starting point. It's not perfect. You'll see some things that you're like, that's not what I would have asked, but it does give you a place to kind of tweak and improve and make that better. The newest thing really that we kind of was shared with our team last week that I wanted to share with you today. This is not live yet, but it will be. We are building in an accommodations piece, even since I talked to your tech team a few weeks ago, this is new. We are building in an accommodations piece into Quizizz so that you and your team or you and your department can develop common assessments. That same assessment can be assigned to all of your students. Maybe it's tagged to a standard and you've decided on what mastery is of that standard. If you have students working at certain levels because of a 504, an IEP, you will be able to select those accommodations or accessibility features even that allow all students to participate in the same activity, whether it's a lesson or a quiz, but with those embedded pieces that make the content accessible to them. So still working in that rigorous content area toward that common standard, that common assessment, whatever the activity is that you've developed. Everyone gets that, but your students will be grouped in a way so that you're able to see who got those accommodations as you set up your groups. So that can be for an EL plan, an IEP, a 504, which we think is going to really, really change the way quizzes can be used and leveraged in terms of meeting students where they are. So that's one of the newest pieces. But these are all of our different question types. The free version, has a handful of these question types. So I'm trying to make sure I lean into those, but I do want you to see what is available. We know that the STAR assessment is about 75% multiple choice. And then the other 25% that you're prepping for, a lot of those questions are not available in the free version, but you can get some really great practice using quizzes and embedding those questions and working in that test mode so that students are prepared for that. So now we're going to do just a few of the questions so that you can feel what that is like when you are the student. So here is a question. So what you're seeing right now is a hotspot question. This can have multiple right answers or it can have a single right answer. But this is one of our newer question types. It is a paid question, but I wanted you to get to see what this looks like because it was designed specifically for our STAR partners and in Texas. And I wanted you to get to experience that. You'll see I have this timer right here. I can disable that. I can make it more. I can make it less. That's one of those things that's that I can do from the start of the quiz, or that's a piece that could be embedded as an accommodation. There's another one. Surely you remember this. These cell parts. Does everybody remember the mitochondria and the nucleus? This is a labeling question. So getting students to do that drag and drop to manipulate the question types. And I know you're probably not able to see this question. You won't be able to see the recording. So I will share this lesson with your team. Here's my leaderboard. Josh, you're crushing it. Good job.
So it looks like somebody forgot their biology.
Oh, somebody did. They forgot. And what was it? I can't remember the mighty mitochondria. How
No,
could I forget that? Here is, and here, this might help if I show the full question view and you can see it. Let's see how good we are on the 90s shows, putting these in order. This is a drag. This is a, actually, I think this is a matching question. I'm not seeing it completely because I think it's too large for my screen.
We're going to be teasing each other about this later, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yes. Let's see who gets this right. This is going to be very interesting. This was a big hit at TCA a few weeks ago. I saw grown adults misbehaving to get this right. It was pretty fun. So you can see, I can see who's answered. I can see the participants view. Well, not on the screen, I can't. The full question view or the chart. And then I can skip this question if I'm ready for students to move to the next thing if I've built in too much time. Okay, this is a draw question, I believe. Yes. So this is the squiggly challenge where, you know, that open-ended piece that you might give to younger students to see what they might do with this type of question. If I want to see, as people begin to turn in, so you'll see on my screen, this is covered right now. I can make that visible. Right now, I've got one response, but in a moment, it's good. If others end up responding, it's going to give me a composite response. So if you were doing a mapping activity that was a draw activity, or you had something where you were asking students to complete a shape, you can actually have a composite and see all of those things together, which is, there are some use cases there. If you had a large map and you said color in the state that has a capital of Austin, and they would all color in Texas. If you had any outliers, you would see those quickly. So there's some use cases there that are kind of interesting. This is this is not, let's see, I'm trying to figure out, make sure. This is just showing you one of the question types. This is the categorized question. This is a newer one that we have recently released. Definitely a great use case for elementary, as you can use pictures. Great use case for older students if you have word categories or vocabulary that you're trying to sort. Just a lot of different ways to kind of manipulate this question and use that at different grade levels. And then I really was hoping we could pick a winner today, and I'm going to send some swag to you all, and you all can decide how you want to, you know, disperse that to folks. So if you all want to use this activity at a later time and then do that, but I'll show you how that spin the wheel goes. So we've got our folks that joined, and oh my gosh, it looks like it's going to be Sherry, which is perfect because I already have Sherry's address, so I can send you some stickers to hand out. Yay, Sherry, good job.
Take that, Josh.
Yeah.
It's not fair, I say. See how competitive we get? Imagine how competitive the students are going to be, right?
Exactly. So I love to spin the wheel for, you know, just not just cold calling on students, but they actually are excited when you spin the wheel and like, oh, I hope it lands on me. So just kind of a different way to think about that. Some Quizizz resources. Josh, I shared these with you earlier, and I'll show you what these actually look like. Quizizz U is Quizizz University. This is a place that anybody, free users, anybody that is working in Quizizz can go to get on-demand resources. So you'll see you can go to the on-demand resources right here. You also have learning paths right here, and I'll show you another places where you can find those. Another place where you can find those. But if you go to the on-demand resources, there are some quick how-to things. There are some more things focused on pedagogy, how to really embed quizzes, how to leverage quizzes for different occasions in your classroom. There are some escape rooms, importing quizzes from other tools. If you are looking to take things you've already developed and drag them into quizzes, there are some things there. If you want a quick start, if you've never used quizzes and you are looking to learn a new tool, this will get you started super quick in the product, and just really, really easy. There are some PD toolkits. There are all sorts of resources here, as well as our, the ways to roster and create classes, all of those things. So this is just a ton of free PD that you can use anytime. And so that's the first tool that I wanted to share with you. The second tool I wanted to share with you, and this will be in the newsletter, is if you want to join our Game Changer community and get involved. Kyle heads this up, that works with Quizizz. It's about, depending on how deep you want to go, it's about 15 to 30 minutes. You can do it on your own time and get certified. The reason you might want to do that is if you just love learning new things. If you want to stay in the know, you're going to learn about things quicker. Here, sometimes you get to be part of beta testing and let us know your feedback on new things that are coming to Quizizz. And you do get a digital badge and a certificate suitable for framing. So all great reasons to check into this. So if you are interested in that, that will also be available for you. And then there are a few schools in Midland that have joined with us as a school partner. This is specific to our school partners, but you can kind of investigate this in case it's something that your school might want to consider for next year. This is these are our resources for our partners, but you can definitely take a peek at these. We have some learning paths if you would like to be a Quizizz school educator, or if you want to go a little bit deeper into some of our learning paths, you can do that here. This is not getting started with Quizizz. This is digging much deeper into Quizizz. So you can be a Quizizz school educator or Quizizz school champion. And this is all available for PD hours. And you will receive the things that your district requires so that you can get credit for those hours. We send all of that to you after you finish the program. With that, if you all have questions, I'm happy to answer those. But that's all I have for today.
Awesome.
Thank
Does anybody
you.
have questions?
No, thank you. That was great. I loved actually getting to play with it as a student. So that was great. Thank you, April.
Oh, sure. It's really fun. And I will share that with you all in case you want to share that in your newsletter, because it's got some links and some good material in there. So that might be helpful for folks as they go through it on the flip side.
Definitely. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. And so just to tie us up for today, we want to thank everyone who might be watching this later for joining us on Tech Tuesday. And April, thank you once again for joining us today and showing us all the cool stuff about Quizizz.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. And we will
Yes,
see y'all
thank
next
you.
time.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.